Hello! Thank you for joining on this. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Thursday evening. Can you tell I didn't do my vocal warm-ups? I don't do them very consistently, but I did not do them today. I've been awake for like an hour. I think the Five Nights at Freddy's stream going until 5 a.m. took a bit out of me. So this will definitely be a shorter stream than that, I should say. I'm gonna try and, you know, make it through a decent bit of the game. But yeah. Gonna be definitely a more chilled out stream because I was putting a lot into the flippas last night. But first, before we disco, I have my warm-ups.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, Squeak. It's warm-up time, baby. All right. So we've got an 8-letter word. DNA brought back to catch a criminal. A contract killer. Hmm. 8 letters is a lot. My immediate thought is DNA brought back. Could be the letters A and D in that order. So we'll hang on to that. Could be wrong, but it's worth considering. In addition to that, if we're saying that catches a criminal, we could have like some word for a criminal inside of the... Oh, actually that works. I accidentally hit the full screen button and I'm like, oh, why haven't I always been doing this? A contract killer.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, Starlight. So a contract killer is a hitman. It's an assassin. Does assassin fit? It does. Okay, no, that's not it. I wasn't seeing how the wordplay would fit, so I wasn't thinking that was gonna be it. Do we have a 5-letter word for a criminal? Maybe. This doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Also, worth noting that a contract killer has a question mark on the end of it, which denotes some extra fuckery. So a contract killer, someone who kills contracts? A contract killer? Question mark is usually a pun, yes. What's this puzzle called again? This is a Minute Cryptic. No, I was thinking like ampersand is like a killer of contractions. It's one too many letters. And I don't know how you make it happen with these words. I do think that this is our definition. Because brought back definitely... brought back and to catch definitely give the impression of wordplay. What kills a contract? Like a shredder? S-H-R-E-D-D-E. It fits. I mean, I don't imagine that that's it, but no, okay. It might not be... This DNA brought back really is... There's a part of me that thinks that I could be barking up the wrong tree, but like really, what else could it be? No, apprehend is not. And that's in the middle. That wouldn't really be a definition, would it? A contract killer. A contract killer. Ah. I mean, I'm fairly sure I know the definition is a contract killer. Let's get an indicators. Yeah, okay. Reversal and containing indicators. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. See, we're reversing DNA and we're containing a criminal. That didn't help at all. It just tells me I was barking up the right tree and I don't know where the tree is. What is a 5-letter word for criminal? A thief and and thiefed. Criminal. Shit. Five-letter word for criminal. A criminal. God damn it, man. So we're fairly certain that it starts with an A and ends with a D. We don't know where the N goes. Five-letter word for criminal. A rober. A murderer. A perp. Okay, so we know the end goes there. Thanks a lot. And a contract killer. What is going on? Am I gonna need to show another letter? Yeah, fine, give it to me. I've spent too long on this. C. Huh. What? I'm trying to think of what letters could go here. I guess it could be a vowel, but could also be like an S, but I don't know of any words that start with Ansk. Five-letter word for a criminal, second letter C. Huh. It sucks because I had all of the pieces that I needed. I just don't know what this fucking word is. Fine, give me another one. What? Okay. If this is what I think it is. Okay. Anaconda. So this A is just hanging out on the end. And it's a contract killer because it contracts. An anaconda contracts to kill its prey, making it a contract killer. Damn it. It was not a five-letter word for a criminal. It was a three-letter word for a criminal, and two-letter A is just thrown the fuck in there. Cool. Okay. All right. From clue to less. Ruddle. For the next few days, we'll be rebranding as the only Paul Rudd-themed daily word game. We're starting with Paul's breakout role in Amy Heckerling's Clueless, where he plays the charming Josh, a goateed Nietzsche-reading college boy who patiently nags Alicia Silverstone's Cher until she realizes she is in love with him, thereby teaching Gen X some really weird things about relationships. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's see. Last word of the most famous line from the movie Clue. I would have no idea. I've never seen Clue. I'm a fake Tim Curry fan, unfortunately. Reddish word used in the name of Clue. That's Scarlet? No. Damn. Fuck. It is Miss Scarlet, isn't it? Damn it. Can we come from the bottom? Opposite of more. Okay. Damn it. Okay. I don't know the movie Clue, if that's what we're looking for. Adverb, no, that's not it. Almost certainly not Au Clue or Clue. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe. Maybe. But Scarlet is 7 letters. Remove a letter from Clue and an anagram to... No. You can't get 8 letters that way. Silent brother of Clue, no. Damn it! This is a tough one. Okay, so this is the reddish word. Oh, is it Scarlet with 2 T's? Okay, god damn it. Shame on me. Tabloid nickname for the ending line of the movie Clue was a guy saying he was going home to sleep with his wife. Excellent. Tabloid nickname for actress Scarlet would be ScarJo. Is that the most famous line from that movie though? It's not the ending line. It's the last word of the most famous line.
To get into the meditative state is
ScarJo.
by listening.
Oh, remove a letter from ScarJo and anagram to get Oscar. Oscar the Grouch. Groucho. Silent brother of Groucho's Harpo? Yeah. Okay. Oh, reverse Harpo to get Oprah. Cable channel run by Oprah's own, OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. What? Adverb that is the last syllable of own. That can't be right. What the last letter of own? Oh, never mind. I just said it. Last word of the most famous line from the movie Network. I don't know the movie Network. Hello, Saturn. A tone? No. Well, we know that the last syllable of it is more. Anymore, I see. Cool. Yeah, I don't know the movie Network. I'm not gonna take it anymore. I see. Okay. I'm mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I think it's about time. For us to disco. I see. Oh, interesting. Okay. Not as good as the other Better Call Saul integral movie, all that jazz, though. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Get our game capture going. Where the fuck? Why are you here? Please watch all that jazz. I'll have to check it out. Okay. So, what the fuck was I doing? Right, I was looking for the lady selling drugs, or the truck driver selling drugs. I did pay off my debt. It is currently 8 o'clock at night. So we're getting close to the end of the day. The jam mystery. Oh, yeah. Let's see. This is at 22, so we're a couple hours off from that. Yeah, this is the wrong way, isn't it? Core memories of murder and sex and stuff because my parents didn't censor my TV watching. But they did make it so that they didn't stop you from watching Sex in the City, but they did say that you couldn't say sex. Okay.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. He got in trouble once for saying, "I'll see you in hell," because Han Solo said it in Empire. That's a weird line to put in Star Wars. Like, there's a hell? They have hell in Star Wars? Huh?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of her cornered beast.
Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What's so bad about the
The
50s?
men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Some in-universe religions have the concept of hell. Okay, interesting. Where else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young.
Someone was.
Are these not your
They
memories?
are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
I love it as a line because it's like people saying, "Oh, geez," in fiction when Christianity doesn't exist. Yeah.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Yeah, okay, let's just go right ahead. I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have
Harife?
anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of a motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Okay.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
It's for important police business, ma'am.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Now the other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There's no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
Gotcha. Okay.
Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
What do you mean it was the coronation of Franco Negro?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Herife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
She's not outsole. These are not the boots that made the
I
prince.
could have told you that from just looking at it. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl. They fit well on the pedals.
Okay. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds? Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
They are wizard knights. It's true. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo. If you know what I mean.
I don't.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
You get high off driving a lorry?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Herife. It's low. I go to the bottom.
She closes her eyes in reverie.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like bad hand Hermenegildo.
Bad hand. Hermenegildos's bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
This seems pretty forward. Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's the lady driver?
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Should you drive a lorry if you get like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
Roots.
Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain,
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
the Transcatolia Magistral, you for 1A, Adestradas do Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly.
Right until you're dust, sister.
Irmao, I already am dust.
Oh, this is a terrible thing to say. We can come back, I
Let's
guess.
go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Meskin.
Damn it. Okay. Do you have anything to say,
Yes?
Kim?
What do you want to know? Good.
Okay. Love how you play this with some sense of social enormously and care for NPCs' feelings, being sensitive and not too wild and saying stuff. That's how I'd play. I mean, I'm an empath. Yeah, tab was the. That's how I'd have did it. So. We don't have really anyone else to talk to. I mean, we can talk to this guy.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
What do you see in his eyes? Why is my empathy so low? That doesn't seem right. Oh, I've been putting points in empathy, right? Okay. Okay. Heard one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady
I
driver?
don't want to talk about that.
Ooh. I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. Looks like she may be involved in drug trafficking.
Man, I was hoping she'd catch a break. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some mastermind evildoer, and I don't know where she is.
Who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why.
Again, not a lie as far as you can tell.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Okay. What's she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet.
Ooh.
Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Since she's troubled how?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Been there.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
Life is just a joke. Come on. Yeah, let's go ahead and stretch real quick. Yeah. Told everyone's afraid of her. You're not.
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Her mind.
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
Eat Kuno gave his powers of insecurity and homophobia.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances. And he's okay with others ratting her
That
out.
is odd.
Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Huh, yeah. I won't force him. The rhetoric is giving me this line. Yeah, I'll follow that, but I won't force him. You all right with others ratting her out? You just don't want your hands dirty?
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
Okay.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes too.
Okay, that's all for now. Okay, are you the race man?
Looking for something?
I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fast up, where's the lady
I
driver?
don't know what you're talking about.
First you knew Silang didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Fuck off. Tell me which ones are Lori.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
Who does? You?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West.
Yeah, him.
Cross your arms and
Then
nod.
I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
All right, say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Who is Father Mother? He's we mentioned a minute ago. A legendary and not in a good way. Crime boss from Jamrock, controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West.
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod.
Hmm. 28's not great. It's not terrible.
The main
Damn
thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Why don't you and me step outside for a little and talk?
What?
Ah.
What do you think we're doing right now, Runt? We're outside talking.
Damn it, I meant, do you want to, no, shit.
There's some kind of homo thing?
Maybe it is. No. Just tell me what you know.
Make me
Ah, fuck.
Runt.
Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We are wasting our time here.
Damn it, man. I don't want to force Tommy.
Uh-oh, how
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Uh-oh, how
The
unfortunate.
walk is still.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I was told a woman driver, you're the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
Or is she gone again? God damn it. Hang on. I think I can fix this. Mix it up, overlay, refresh.
Uh-oh, how
There it is, okay.
unfortunate. Uh-oh, how unfortunate.
It's an easy fix. So you're not the driver everyone is
I'm
terrified
only
of.
terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me,
Then who's the female driver I was told of?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Fuck. It said long haul. That's
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
She hums along as if to a track on repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
in the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
Why are you scared of the people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
I see. Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Him.
Not good. Okay. I don't think that's gonna get me anywhere. All right. Fucking. I'm gonna try. Actually, is there anything else I can do to improve my empathy? No, I don't think so. Damn it, man. Okay. I don't like that, but...
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Try it.
Ease in.
Damn it!
Don't go too far. This seems like a person.
My man, I want to know about your soul. Man, you look sad. What's going on with you?
I'm okay, man. Just the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames, and the dull engines off.
He recedes into his days of words.
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and doing it wrong.
Fuck. God damn it.
What? But I told you she's my friend. Please don't make me give her up, detective. Get someone else. There's a ton of drivers here.
Not getting anything out of the lady. I mean, logic did tell me to go talk to her, and it didn't really seem like there was anything. I'm gonna run back to her and ask her about drugs. Because I'm not getting anything out of this guy because I don't have the half-light for it. But I have a feeling that I'm not gonna get anything out of her because I don't have the electrochemistry for it. Can you enable the costumes? Oh, yeah, my bad. Should be enabled.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary. No drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest.
I'm That's not really what I'm getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
I wanted you to ask if you'd be interested in smuggling some drugs.
Why would I want to do that?
I don't know, the thrill of the criminal lifestyle.
Loman, what in the name of God are you talking about?
Let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal P?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grad, in the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grad, Loman?
Drugs?
No, Loman. Diamonds.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet.
Uh-huh.
Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Damn it. Okay, that's all I'm getting out of her. Piss. Yeah, we're gonna have to fuck with Tommy. I'm gonna save real quick. Not that I plan on save scumming, but
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
I mean, 65, that's a long way off. I was thinking that there's a possibility that I could put some, put a point into empathy and then come back, but I don't know, man.
What? But I told you she's my friend. Please don't make me give her up, detective. You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
Okay. She's a suspect and I need you to tell me where she is or I can't finish the investigation.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends.
Where's the lady driver? Takes a keyring from his pocket and then looks at it before giving to you in silence.
Valori's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
He blinks, his eyes half empty now. Anything else, like where she is now?
No. I don't know.
And why did you have the keys?
She left them to me. Because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose.
You didn't think you were going to get
Otherwise-
through the whole game without being a bastard? Yeah. I do be a cop.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
I'm sorry I had to do this.
I bet you are.
And he's sorry he couldn't be what he wants to be. A good person. His last line, his revenge on the world.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so.
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir.
Oof. Okay. Near the monument. Oh, I didn't realize that this went straight through. Okay. Humanox.
This green found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our men pointed to.
Try to peek in the
The
window.
glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers. You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just... The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder what's that
The
smell?
remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably grenade number 5.
Study the
The
centerfold.
actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly.
Electrochemistry.
This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her? Drugs?
She wasted away in
Aha.
a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Interesting. Okay, enough of the
The
bolsters.
actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would you need so many?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
Damn. Is there anything we can do with it?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
Okay.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Weird.
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Fair enough. Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle, offers an extra grip.
Sandpaper. Another
Clown
technique.
girl, please. Also, you're a sweetie pie who doesn't deserve to have too much immersion that you actually feel like a cop bitch. I love you, you ooh ooh you. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Come on, girl. Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Okay. And she's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful.
We've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go.
Write something in his little blue
The
notebook.
movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a pull-out toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Check out the
A
toolbox.
metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Okay.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out tool can slide back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Same as it ever was. Yeah, let's chat.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company.
Yes, seems like a good idea. Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
Like the Union.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Or one of the companies, I don't know. Could be. What about the movie posters? How do they factor into that? Does that mean anything? I'll ask, but...
As elegant as they are,
I didn't think so
they're
either.
relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yeah, true. There are a lot of women. I was thinking that she was a bit lesbian to me.
Yes, well...
How do you think this is connected to the Union?
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard Claire would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose.
True.
My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
Sure. Will the RECM open an investigation of this?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean.
Sure.
Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
All right. Debrief over?
Debrief over.
Cool.
After you.
All right. Ads are about to start, so I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break while that goes. Be right back. I return. Hello. Welcome back. Thank you. All right, so I think we're gonna go report to Joyce, and then we're gonna turn in for the night. We've made some decent progress. Whoop. We're actually getting somewhere. We may have alienated a poor bleeding heart to get there. But you know, swings and roundabouts. Hello.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke to the lorryman at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
Okay.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
I'm surprised that you're just so willing to be like, yeah, you did your part.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
How are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play. I'm sad.
It was you! You the murderer!
My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply an opening gambit, like you suggested, or a joke even. They did not appreciate the humor.
You need a security detail.
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Sure.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Honestly? Based? Question mark?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders. For now.
Like, by all means, I'm not saying that, like, you know, fucking sexual assault is punishable by death, and you know that a labor union should be judge, jury, executioner. But like, I might be saying that for now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What can you tell me about Cornell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Good game.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries.
What is a fourth world country?
Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Okay.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay. Anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Okay. Could you contact the company, tell them to call it off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Said the deceased has assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
And what did they say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who is the woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel?
Yeah. Is Colonel the one who was hanged? Did you know?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, tell me anything else, nationality, how old you would say he was.
40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
And where are the remaining two?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Okay. We'll steer clear for the moment.
That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. Besides, you're likely to encounter them sooner or later.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
It's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Okay, that's enough for now. Well, I mean, we've exhausted everything else. We might as well say this.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivachol West.
Since you are sharing land, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Okay, that's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Now can you tell me about the tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet, observe the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oranese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Okay. What travels does the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oranese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnones Islands, then this.
And what is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Islary Age.
We have stretched.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture.
Yeah.
This man was their friend and comrade.
You wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah. That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I think we're good. All right. Cool. Well, we finished up on that. We've got a skill point, which I will be putting into empathy. And we're coming up on another one soon. Oh, I can try him again, seemingly. I wonder if that would do anything to make things better between us. I kind of doubt it, but... I feel like if I had done it first, then maybe I could have, you know, gotten something out of him. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll look at it again briefly.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Oh, no. Okay. Damn, -4. Okay. Well. Damn it, man. Okay, is there anybody... Who's this guy? It's all about money, you know. Okay, fair enough. Do you have anything new to say?
Hello again, sweetie.
No. Go check the door again, I guess? I don't know.
You see a heavy steel door with "The door does not budge."
Okay.
Can I help you?
Another thing. Great.
No, I didn't.
I love those. Yes.
Okay. I guess we can go check upstairs, see if there's anything else to do up there before we do our little,
The door is closed.
Oh, wait.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
I will not. Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
That thing's been smoldering for like 14 hours. But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
I'll think about it.
Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth.
I could have discarded the thought, but
Best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them.
Yummy eating.
Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Does it? I don't feel like it does. For those massive bonuses.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Yes, my hostel room calls.
We can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
What is end of day debrief? Yes. Join him on the balcony.
Yes?
Or is this... Should I be, like, turning in first, and that's how I do it?
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment.
Oh, yeah.
You had some questions earlier. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Yes, okay. Cool.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum.
Got to pregame Tomodachi Life by making Harry and Kim. Excellent.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it.
Yep.
Our inspection was also very thorough, and we've already started following up on leads.
Yeah.
The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate.
To say the least.
But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
Yeah.
Though he wishes the body were out of the tree, he doesn't want you to feel too discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
What was rigorous self-critique again? Int and Psi, red check failures, heal morale, fizz and moat, heal health, learning cap for pain threshold raised to 6. Okay. Makes you sorry, cop. Yes. I mean, it seems like in the past I've been a pretty damn good cop. Well, pretty damn good at being a cop, I should say. Those are different things. Say nothing, just look at the city.
As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Evrat Claire, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Yes.
We interviewed Joyce Messier, the Wild Pines rep, and learned a lot. None of it very good news for us or Martinez, but...
Gives you a quick nod of acknowledgement and approval.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't like to waste time, you know. My mom moves fast, the rest has to try to keep up.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on a cigarette.
Nice shoes, by the way.
Thank you.
I like the green. Goes with the orange.
Not doing so hot and think about sleeping. I mean, if you need sleep, then... I mean, we've been sleeping all day, but, you know. If you need sleep, then by all means, rest. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Kind of can't tell if I'm tired from needing sleep or being depressed. I mean, either way. How can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
And if someone resists,
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
So if I kill someone while on duty,
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force.
Uh-huh.
In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way.
yeah.
Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Sure. Happens to the people we convict.
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens of Revachol.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will
Good night,
take it away
Saturn.
if we misuse it.
Or if they think you do.
The moral intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
I really don't know. That's how bad it is in here.
Okay. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Sure. What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Uh-huh.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory.
Yes.
Something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner.
True.
Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Man, everybody's coming to the party on this one. Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
And what do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
Yeah. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Yeah, vigilante sounds bad.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, Like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks.
And in Jamrock and the GRH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I mean, it looks to be on the cusp. I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here, at least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Interesting. Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
New skill point. What are we putting this in? We max out empathy? Maybe get some more rhetoric? Maybe some pain threshold? What's, what increases our morale? Could always bank it and spend it later when an important check comes along. True. Volition increases morale. Yeah, that... I feel like if we're gonna be sorry cop, we should maybe have some more volition. I'll probably bank points in the future, but right now I'm perfectly content with that. See you in the morning. Is there, oh wait. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Tools. Chain cutters.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
In
it, your face, adorned with the expression.
I do have something that gives me interfacing, don't I? Like gloves? Yeah, the gardening gloves. Okay, that helps. Anything else? Seemingly no.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
28, I mean...
Your face.
We'll give it a shot.
Adorned. The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Damn it, man. Okay. Womp womp. Nothing that gives me encyclopedia. Yeah, okay.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. You see some lights shimmering outside, but it's difficult to make out the outlines of the buildings below. Dark phantoms with many tiny eyes, chaotically arranged and not looking at you. The fan stands still. The lights are on.
Oh, I didn't realize they were on. Okay.
The lights are off again.
Okay. Yeah. I think we just go to bed in our fucking squalor.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'm good. I was trying to think if maybe there's like anything I would want to do while
The sheets
him is
feel at
in
once
bed,
coarse
but
and
no.
clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
I do remember this scene. This scene
And
is very
then
cool.
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him? Who?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep
Your
now.
breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Ooh, the liquid flowing through the streets is very good. And the disco ball. It's me! I'm the disco ball.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back. I think about the state that Harry's life inevitably had to be in to get to this point, and it's like, surely there's a chance that I could get back what I wanted, but like I think that you really just need to move forward in this sort of situation and start again.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
I know what Elysium is, but let's see what your description of it is.
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
Trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Limbic system always giving you the good news. You need to get a nice rest in.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
It do be time to go to work in the shit factory, though. Although I did heal morale somehow and all of that.
Good going, buddy.
I just had the most beautiful dream, uplifting, rejuvenating.
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell's going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Really, I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off.
Ooh, I'm glad I put that point in.
Doing this to yourself.
No, I can take this. I am not going to go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
I can still run, at the very least.
The mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay. Let's see. I can't pick this up. I thought I tried to pick up this bottle, and it wasn't happening. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Put the bag in the... I went to sleep with the chain cutters in my hand. Very good. Cuddling them. We got some new boys. Good morning.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
There's so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements?
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Okay.
In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war.
Oh,
so
God.
let's keep a cool head, okay?
Yeah, okay. Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
I am.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real?
Not yet.
Then why are you wasting my time and yours?
Okay. Cool. You seem to have changed places.
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Howdy, Lena. What's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why'd you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
Why would I need to tell her this? What's this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now.
Breakthrough imminent.
They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Who's a scary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie. It's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh, my. What happened to the water lock?
About that. I really don't know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
I definitely didn't ramp my car into a billboard, causing a massive technical issue.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here.
Oh, you're such a dear.
What
Thank
is
you, sweetie.
What is his expedition, your husband? No, I'll do this before I internalize Mazovian. What is this expedition?
Just some field work, sweetie.
Oh wait, no, you already said. I already.
The waterlock. That was.
Yeah.
Oh my. What happened to the well?
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if...
This will show. Yes.
And if you see him, let him know. Oh, you're such a dear.
Okay. So your husband isn't gonna kind of insist.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite. She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Tell me more about Morel.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
Yeah, can I get like a hair color?
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
True. Why don't you try describing him as you would one of your cryptids?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
It's a square number. That's a good one. How'd the two you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Howdy, Ivysaur. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a wonderful night. I forgot that I had Joel. You are a clown panda with the Duke, as it is called. Yes. It's not my usual PNG. This is my usual PNG, but I have a number of costumes to choose from. And this was what was selected by a viewer today. I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about the rare insect.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with
Entomological minutiae. What a phrase.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about it.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically.
A phasmid.
Ah, yes. Phasmatodia. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing.
Never stop believing in the phasmid.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
And you're gonna like it, Kim.
I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
It's fair. Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes. It can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
Okay, what's so special about this stick bug, then?
Oh, dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Wait, what was that? Hang on. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Let's go.
You're an
Damn it!
enthusiastic idiot.
Snake eyes!
Still an idiot.
I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, instinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids. Bring it on.
Time for cryptozoology.
No!
Let's get back to work, shall we?
Damn it, okay.
Mazovian socio-economic.
Let's go! Communism!
0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin.
True.
All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Left-wing dialogue options give +4 XP. Let's fucking go. -1 visual calculus, -1 authority. Oh, boy. Oh, but the XP's gotta be worth it, huh? Just like a real commie. Oh, boy. Okay, so that's that. We can go. I think that the waterlock is going to be fixed today. Check what's in the kitchen over here. Blackout drunk, here I come. Tomatoes are so thinly sliced you could see through them. Impressive. Anything more to say, ma'am?
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are?
Ah.
This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
I knew you weren't a gardener.
That's right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
She crosses her arms.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
What a bitch. You were so nice. You gave me your gloves. What do I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
What a terrible line. Okay, whatever. I was tempted to walk on past and come back later, but meh. 50 cents. Photos of men in overalls toting guns and Yukon placards. Okay. Wait. -1 half-light, Inland Empire, interfacing, anything else I would want. Electrochemistry is more useful than interfacing in this, probably. Reaction speed. -1 rhetoric. I need the rhetoric. Suggestion. Yeah, the suggestion's good. -2 authority. Okay, I'll stay like I am.
This is where you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
Should make some kind of dinner type meal? You should. You should eat a food. Food is good. Don't say anything else.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
Make some eggs like the royalty I am. You definitely do that. Sounds good. Thankfully, the eggs that I've gotten are not like excessively expensive, and I don't eat them so frequently, so we don't go through them a lot. But you know, I know that obviously that's been a big problem. But yeah, enjoy your excess. The chatter is too inane to reach your ears. Raise your chin and gaze into the distance like a prince.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
The little guy looks at his mates in disbelief.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
What?
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
I don't understand why he said that. Other than the fact that, you know, it was a thing that came up in my dream.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them. Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Scan the room.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man in his 30s.
Fuck is the pretty boy smell? That is the smell of rot. The smell of decay. The smell of decomp.
Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet.
Do they make candles of it? Man, I feel like that must be a decently easy smell to synthesize, but like, why would you ever want to? Be interesting. Also, howdy, Frog. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a lovely night.
Across at the other table, hobnailed working boots, size 43, gang tattoos, Mesk or Sarah Maritzian.
Hi, Adam.
In his late 30s, early 40s.
Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a wonderful night. It's not how I smell, and I'm a pretty boy. I mean, pretty boys can smell however they want, and some of them smell like decomposition, apparently.
He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading.
It's 1930s clown age. It's the great Pagliacci.
And then, standard working boots.
The Thursday of all
Steel
time.
Reinforced toes.
Good. I'm glad.
Size 46. The big dick.
The big dick.
Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? On his neck. Forget it.
Gotcha.
It's not important. Let's call this one the musician.
Sure.
Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and
Fat
wheezing,
Angus.
big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
The odd soul is absent.
Exactly. The missing lady driver who was running the drug trade.
Uh-huh.
Does it mean the Hardy Boys are involved in the drug trade as well?
This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Maybe. But hey, you've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Now is a good time to hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
I don't know that we have a good reason to know the boot sizes of these men. It's visual calculus, baby. You just sort of size it up in your brain. The reason for needing to know is that we have footprints leading up to the body hanging in the backyard that was lynched, evidently from where the people who brought him there were walking up.
The fuck is with you, fella?
Man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around that man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
That's it. The game's over. We got the perpetrator. Roll credits. We did it. So you can just confess the murder.
Partner?
Howdy, Avazar.
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Yeah, the pretty boy is. I mean, that is really the sort of shit that like someone who, like wants to emasculate someone and delegitimize them, but they aren't too smart would do. So I think it makes sense. It is hard to take seriously, but yeah, no, I get you.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
Once again, I get why trans autistic loves this game. True. Biggest animal dominates the herd. I'm guessing it's the big one.
The sweaty man turns red and looks first down, then around him, apologetically.
It's not the fat ass. Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
You murdered him just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Who's the prettiest boy? And what's his shoe size? It's me, and I am a size 13. Really a size 12 double wide, but, it's easier to find 13s.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Am Reunion. What is that?
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. I mean, it's flimsy reasoning, but...
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
This isn't something he came up with on the spot. It's his standard reasoning, a product of many years of being Titus Hardy.
When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long have you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah. Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier?
Uh-huh.
The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
This is where he tries to sow discord between you two, because he knows the company is responsible for bringing the mercenaries into town.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why'd you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out alive.
Uh-huh. So you said.
Kind of mercenary.
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
How do you even know he was in Special Forces?
Because one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Pretty boy scab edition.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke.
Okay, besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here.
There is.
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned.
Yeah.
Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
But who did he rape them? This is a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Need more. Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of any screams.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
So you said.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Wasn't he a trained killer from Orani's special forces? If yes, then how did you manage to overpower him?
With numbers.
Joke's on him, there is no cop skull.
How do you
True.
think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Where did this overpowering happen?
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
%. Let's go for it. Damn it, man.
They're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
All of them? Maybe one of them is fidgeting, cracking under the pressure.
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Have other questions.
Like what, Copper?
So what are you gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade. I don't want to give these guys information. That seems bad. But, Found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy Boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire. He really respects her.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Guess what? I guess. Yeah, let's see.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
No, do the honor. You've earned it.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run.
Shut the fuck up.
For the good of the community, of course.
Yes, but that just sends everyone else to Jamrock, doesn't it?
You've just diverted the flow to Jamrock. You've made it our problem.
We haven't done anything. But theoretically, it has to be someone's problem. So it might as well be yours.
Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all.
I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional.
Jesus Christ.
Now, was there anything else? I was sort of gonna get my brewski on.
Man, it's 9 a.m.
Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing, right?
My answer is fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run.
There is no 8th Hardy boy. She came out years ago.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat, he left 2 sets of footprints.
Uh-huh.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
It's just very funny to me to get go fuck your mom, Dennis. Gained experience. Oh boy. Yeah, let's talk about this. Theoretically, we're in fact guilty of what you've accused us of and more. But we're not. But hypothetically, we could be. I talked to Joyce, the merc you hanged. His friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Snickering in the room, some of the men put their beers down. Yes, they are forming some kind of tribunal and they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure Glenn can get right past that fucking vibranium ceramic armor.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
You know that a single Sorays giant hornet can kill 40 bees a minute?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bees, they're the hornet.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
This Cornell is bad news, you know that, right?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or Barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
They're armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
See what? That they don't?
Yeah. Like you've been up against ceramic armor.
He takes a sip of his beer to bide his time and then tries to get the last word in.
You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Joyce said they've gone rogue. Nobody's controlling them.
Big fucking surprise.
Insect facts are a very fun way to threaten someone.
Arm
True.
them to the teeth and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I mean, okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out, Titus.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Damn, 16 is rough. This is a white check, though. Oh, I do have a point. I didn't realize that you could do that in the middle of a conversation. My authority is only 2. And I don't know that I really want to put all that much into it. And like getting up to 16 is rough. This +4 is definitely a help. I mean, it's +3 with the -1. But yeah, so we... Two plus 3 is 5, so you need 11. Yeah, that's rough. You need to roll an 11 or a 12. If we could roll a 10, I feel like that would actually be exponentially easier due to the sort of bell curve of the distribution of a dice roll. Just the way that the 2 dice work. You know, if you have 1 die, then, you know, you'll have a roughly equal distribution between your each number. But if you... The more dice you introduce, the closer you get to a bell curve. Even 2 is enough to make it so that, you know, like... it's like a 6 is more common than a 2. Because in order to roll a 2, you have to roll 2 1s. And in order to roll a 6, you can roll a 2 and a 4, a 1 and a 5, a 3 and a 3, etc. So a 10 is more likely than an 11. So even 1 point would actually give us a decent chance. Not a great chance, mind you, but a decent chance, if I understand correctly how this works. So I think I will put a single point into authority, and then that takes us up to 17. See, that's an 8%, or no, a 9% jump. Actually, do I have any clothing that gives me authority? I feel like I do. Or maybe I have clothing that takes away my authority. Eggs and trees are acquired. Excellent. +1 suggestion. Savoir faire. Esprit de corps. No, this takes away the authority. Okay.
It's you again. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, 17% is not terrible. It's low, but it's not terrible. So I think we try it.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's it? That's all I got?
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent.
The graphic tee gives -2 authority.
You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
Oh, no. I'm the only one thing keeping this town from going to hell, and you're not helping.
And what exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special? Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, harassing kids on the street. kids who've done nothing wrong, all the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, Fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
I'm not shitting myself. I haven't said anything racist.
Of course you have. You've been calling people Kip left and right, inciting race violence in my town.
Kylie said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the Kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit.
These all suck. That's a lie. There's no race rally.
Sure there is. Kylie said they're bulk purchasing confetti, ribbons too, and loudspeakers, and fireworks. Kylie works at the carnival shop, you see.
Get the fuck out of here, you racist carny. There'll be no race rally in my town.
What happened? We got absolutely wiped. Let's go before it gets worse.
What's going on? Are you racist now? Is the rally real? Please don't set up any rally. It'll make you look awful.
Okay. Damn it, man. Okay. Worth noting that side goal for today is to make $2 so that I have somewhere to sleep tonight. Okay. So, what are we looking at here? Find morale, prove authority. Call Alice back in a day. I mean, we could try that. Getting the body down. We definitely need to talk to Everard.
The dented yellow mailbox.
Fuck you, delivery box.
Bullet holes and an RCM sticker.
And I know I just antagonize the shit out of you and everything that you do, but can I borrow $2?
The box seems happy.
You weren't here before. Hard to play hard. Nobody works harder. I do need a ball for these guys. Yeah, let's see if they have any more information about the...
Inside, you see a set of steering
the armor, yeah.
a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
You heard back from the IPCP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
I'm guessing one of its names is Cornell.
Yes. That is the most recent name the ICP has been able to connect to the CBP. And the one before it was Downwell. I also have one called Sediment, but I think that might be a different contractor. No, they work called Sediment. And somatosensor, it seems. All that during the last 9 years.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
Please do try. It's imperative that we learn whose armor this was.
Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Good deal. All right. Yeah, cool.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Excellent. So I do still need to explore some of the the like apartments up there and the bookstore. I'm checking the water lock.
Good morning to you, officers.
I'm not asking the man for a salami.
Yes?
Nope, that's not what I wanted.
A rusting control panel with loose wires.
Yeah, this is still pretty
hanging
fucked.
out from the hole where an indicator light used to be. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens.
I'm not gonna push it harder, Jesus Christ.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way.
On
Wasn't
Wednesday,
there a
okay.
sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning.
Okay. I don't remember seeing that, but sure. Yes. Cool. All right. Well, we can't cross the canal just yet. We've still got stuff to do over here. Is there anything else I can talk to the pawn shop owner about?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure thing. My apologies.
A needle in a haystack.
Okay, yeah.
There is nothing you can do about it now.
Sure, man.
Never mind. Okay, well, I guess we can, I don't have a good way of, jumping across the way just yet. So I guess I can work on, checking out what's up here. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. Has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. A little close. There's a book about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. Book about boyadero culture from its freedom and roaming upstream. Book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Wow. Good one.
Yes? Hello?
Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Yeah, it is Tuesday. Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman. I'm not saying that.
Hello, sir. Step right in.
I am the
Store is
law.
open.
Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns
Plaisance.
the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
Girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
That is the name of the store.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Gotta give a little stretch. And a bend. Squeal. Ugh. You're cold. Can I help in some way?
Kind of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say.
What could you do to help her anyway?
I could help by brutally dismantling the free market.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, come on. That doesn't give me 4 XP. She doesn't seem to understand what you said. How is that not a left-wing dialogue option? Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
What is school anyway? Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy.
Mhm.
She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a
No
second,
communism points for you
and
today.
some kind of doubt
Damn.
in her tense shoulders.
I will get communism points today. It will happen. Cursed in what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
Can we lend this girl a copy of the Communist Manifesto? We should. What do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Krasmazov will save us, true. How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
True. But Kim, the plasmic manifestations.
No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Enough
Maybe I can
about the
tell
curse
you
for
about
now.
some of our books instead.
Who was that?
Oh, that's Auntie Billy.
Aw.
She's nice if a bit distressed.
She's your aunt?
No, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at the books a lot.
Why is she distressed?
I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Gotcha. What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Crime murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman by myself, by the way. Or, blah, blah, blah. I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
What does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
People call me Dick Mullen sometimes. Usually in a disparaging way, but it points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway, it's your head.
Head? Yes.
Not head, child. Heads.
Flexibility. There are millions of different people out there, and you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you gotta be the killer to catch the killer.
Isn't that very dangerous?
Policemen live and breathe danger, little girl. Mullen obviously lacks the chameleonic skill.
Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
We'll come back. What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
On the contrary, there have been several occasions where the real Dick Mullen did rather resemble our little detective here. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady? What is this picture you sent me? Sarah, what is going on? Who's this man? Maybe the real Dick Mullen is the friends we made along the way. True. What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Nick Mullen, the man whom Dick Mullen is named after. Gotcha. Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when both of them are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
A story where there are no good options. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Maybe you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup.
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life, phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
Doesn't ring a bell? All right, I'll ask your mom.
Yes, she knows books. Definitely.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain.
Harry gets it.
Later, when you get the chance, you should address these issues by getting drunk. That'll show them.
No, that's bad. That's enough romance for me.
About other books?
Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold reddened cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
True. Go to therapy, bitch. Or we could just get drunk. Famous for vain people. I have better things to do.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, let's go for a composure check.
You fail
Damn
to
it.
deduce anything substantial. She waits intently.
I am a detective. I deduce that you are very small.
Come on, don't be silly. That's not a proper deduction.
Okay, bye. Okay, let's go into the bookstore. Actually, I'm gonna save real quick. And then ads are coming, so I will take a quick break. Be right back. I return. Welcome back. That was a social interaction for sure. It sure was. It sure was one of those. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. Book collects the national recipes of Arda. They are all about lake trout. All right, hello.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Fuck it.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavor.
Sure.
One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Certainly there are good things to be said about dependence.
It would forge ties between us working people. Good practice for fighting our common enemy.
Now, hey there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space. Fighting enemy. My philosophy is everyone just getting along.
Good philosophy. Okay. So you're the owner of this store.
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give it more penetration.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
What if I want to buy a book?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
So what types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about? Doesn't feel like it's thriving. Feels ghostly.
Your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she
Another
actually
flawlessly
doing
executed
her job
social
like a
interaction,
proper
of
girl?
course. I'm only capable of that. Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's not...
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Depends. How much do you pay the kid?
Good, sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her, as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
In some more developed countries, this sort of thing is 2 felonies, child labor and slavery.
Those countries will realize they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
How is none of that worthy of communist points? Left-wing dialogue options give plus 4 XP. Anyway.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid.
Farewell for now, book peddler. I'm drawn to the curtain.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Ignore them for now. That felt like communism to me. It certainly did.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
What board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
Classic.
Graubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Wow, I have children, a family? Do I have friends?
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Do they have apples to apples, though? I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family.
Hmm.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
So what about all these Wirral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things.
Uh-huh.
Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Those types who like those kinds of things.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Role-playing games are just math with flavor? True. We be rolling dice. Anything that really catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
That's fair. All right, well, gift books and molten candy.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyamdal somewhere.
Wow, more Hyamdal.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Hyamdal. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal. Rows and rows of Hyamdalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyamdal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyamdal, Return to Hyamdal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyamdal and the Hyamdal Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Hyamdal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyamdal and the false god. Man from Hyamdal and the scorched earth. Man from Hyamdal, the Hyamdal colonies.
Mm-hmm.
Man from Hyamdal and the swamp beast. Man from Hyamdal and the snow crabs.
Is that all?
Not even close. Man from Hyamdal in hell. Man from Hyamdal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyamdal under the lake. Man from Hyamdal, Hyamdal burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyamdalaman, and so much more.
That's an excessive amount of men from a place that I'm not going to try and spell. That's fair. Let's try it.
Nothing of
Damn
interest.
it, man.
Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
Okay. No other shelves down here.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Who up Mullen they dick?
A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Storekeep? What's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out.
Uh-huh.
You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Uh-huh.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
You're a police officer, apparently. Passive-aggressive as fuck. True. She's... she sure is a person.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An Obvious Lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower.
There isn't enough PTSD in this crime fiction. True.
Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no. Turns out he fated to solve a case.
Oh, okay. Are there any more?
Yes. There's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer.
Dauntless Dick.
Murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Who is Dick Mullen?
Your attempt
Man,
to grasp at
what the
answer
fuck?
fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
I have not gotten a single check in ages. Tome of Fascist Magic, rather candid. Quaint picture book, brochure, very colorful.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Not that much rings a bell these days. Anything on this shelf?
I would say The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an
A
innocence?
very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I thought it was about which of these innocences was the coolest and greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
Do her words seem vague and abstract to you?
So you recommend it?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
You'd be surprised by how little we know.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, A particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What's it about?
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Guy knows how to party.
Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing.
Yes.
Go ahead. Take your time.
Okay, what have we here?
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Look at the map of Insulinda.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
Can you see cities on the island?
You can. On Caillou, Revachol, a single black star. On Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu. On Archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers. On Seminai.
It do be time for lore.
On Laurentide.
We're getting a lot of
the
lore
seven
dump
seas.
here, but that's okay.
Lost little pearls of light.
I like the
Tiny
flowery
fires
language.
In the dark. 850 million people live on these little dots. An oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seo is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there.
Knowing French makes this experience very silly. True.
You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Map of
The
Revachol.
north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Rivachol East.
And west of the river?
Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad.
Yes.
People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Rivachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
I like Volition. I need to put more points into Volition. Look at the map of Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective.
How convenient!
The date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
Storekeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
Certainly doesn't. What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Yeah, I'll buy it for 90 cents.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
I've got a map.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations.
Got to see this horse statue? We'll get there. I'll run over and show it to you. Trace path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Cool. Okay, I see. Cool. All right. Yay, horse. Yeah, once we're finished with this last shelf, we can go... another boring book just discarded here. We can go look at the horse statue. Show you what it's like.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
What books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free.
I
can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium.
I could use some of that.
List plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Find something truly otherworldly.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
What's the pale?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
What's this book about?
The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire.
Not for the STIs, the drinking part. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine that he's the kind of person that might need the STI thing.
For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik, or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
That sounds invigorating.
It is, and good for the circulation too.
What else?
It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does this pale-aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
Mm.
That seems improbable.
I should probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need.
Huh. Anything else of note?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
I probably need that.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it.
We'll come back if that's something. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about Fastest was their magic. Yeah. We may come back and buy a book, or try to look for more, but I think we're good for now. So yeah, let's go over and show you the horse statue. So essentially, what this is we looked at some of the lore surrounding it. It is a giant statue of one of the failed kings. That was known for, famously draining the coffers so that he could sleep on a bed of gold, taking a lot of cocaine. And so what they've done here is some artists have taken an old statue of the king and presented it here in this sort of like mid-explosion diorama type situation, in sort of an attempt to be artistic, which I can understand, but I also feel like, putting this very bourgeois symbol in the middle of a poor part of town is sort of is he related to the cocaine guy? No, I think that was just a rock star. But I mean, vibes wise, they're related. Yeah, I think that I'm about done for tonight. I'm losing steam, I've noticed. I mean, obviously we were spending a lot of time looking at books and stuff, but yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call it before we get too lost in the sauce. So let's go ahead and see who's around to raid. Is Cyanide still streaming? Yes, they are. We should raid into Cyanide, unless there's anyone else that I think I should. Instead, nope. Let's raid into Cyanide. They're playing 7 Days to Die with Nabs. we'll go ahead and raid over there. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I will be back hopefully on Tuesday. Maybe sometime sooner than that, since I've missed a couple of streams. I might try and fit one in sooner if we can muster up the energy for it. My socials are found here. If you're not following already and you enjoyed the stream, please do consider following. I do appreciate it. Socials link to my Discord, my Blue Sky, and my VODs channel, where VODs are uploaded after the fact. I still need to get the VOD from last night's Five Nights at Freddy's stream up there, because we disconnected in the middle, so I have to patch that together. But yeah, other than that, we'll be back probably with some blueprints next stream. And then, yeah, next Wednesday will be more Five Nights at Freddy's. And we'll just keep it going like that forever. All right. Thank y'all for coming. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.